السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام.
How are you doing? أهلا وسهلا أهلا وسهلا. Welcome. Good to see you all, mashallah. Good to see you all. Especially after you all shared where you are from, all over the world, people joining from the Bay Area, from Utah, mashallah, I saw that, from Nigeria. Beautiful. It's beautiful to see how diverse the ummah is in terms of places, in terms of cultures and backgrounds, and we're all united in our eagerness for knowledge. May Allah allow us to enter into Jannah because of our seeking knowledge, inshallah. Ya Rab. I hope you all are doing well. And we will go ahead and get started, inshallah, if everyone's ready. Good to see you all. Ikshan, Badr, Hussein. Hussein, you have a question? I'm guessing you're saying you're ready. Okay. Alhamdulillah. I was like, we didn't even start the dars yet, and we already have questions, inshallah. Okay. We'll go ahead and start. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم فقهنا في الدين وعلمنا التأويل. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. قال الناظم رحمه الله ونفعنا الله وإياه ببركاته في الدارين. فرائض الوضوء. فصل فرائض الوضوء. By the way, I'll make someone the host, so in case any stragglers come in, they can admit them. Hussein, is that Yusuf? Yusuf, Sacramento?
Yes, Sheikh.
Okay, تفضل. I'm gonna make Yusuf. I'm gonna make you the co-host, inshallah.
No problem, inshallah.
Okay, so you can allow people to from the waiting room. Okay, so we're starting on fara'id al-wudu. As we said, tahara, purification, is of two types. Purification is either ritual or physical. Tahara hadathiya, tahara khabathiya. Both of them require water. And that's why he talked about water. He began Kitab al-Tahara, right? The book of purification. And last time, what did we talk about? Water, right? If I'm not mistaken, we talked about water. Then this time, we're going to talk about ritual purification, the first kind of ritual purification, which is wudu. What about physical purification? Physical purification, Ibn Ashir does not actually talk about. Interestingly enough, he alludes to it, but he does not talk about it. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to have Ustadh Usama and Ustadh Lahira in the review session. They will go over physical purification. All right? So purification is of two types, ritual and physical. And he does not talk about physical. We're going to talk about, so we'll talk about in the review session. And ritual is of greater or lesser. The lesser purification is wudu. The greater is ghusl. Okay, the lesser purification is wudu. The greater is ghusl. So we're going to talk about wudu today. Wudu What is wudu? What is wudu? Wudu is washing specific limbs in a specific manner. This is the actual definition that Imam al-Sawi gives. The actual definition that Imam al-Sawi gives, who is a late Egyptian Maliki scholar, who wrote a famous Ashia on the tafsir of Jalalain. But he gives a definition, which is that wudu is washing specific limbs in a specific manner. Okay? Everyone got that? Because that will be helpful for understanding the entirety of wudu. For example, can you just simply jump in a pool and count that as wudu? No, because it's not done in a specific manner, the specific manner that the Sharia requires. Okay? According to the Malikis. If I know if there's any Hanafis here, they may differ. But according to the Malikis, it's not done in the specific manner that the Sharia requires. Okay? Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Okay. Now, wudu has some hikmah, has many hikmahs actually, many hikmahs. Brother Kabir, I mentioned as-Sawi, Sawi, okay? S-A-W-I, S-A-W-I. Late Egyptian scholar. وَإِيَّاكُمْ. Excellent, by the way, excellent job, Brother Kabir, in trying to remember the names. As we mentioned, these are the ulama, they are models for us. They are role models. And a lot of people, especially beginner students, I used to be like this too. When we hear these names, they sound so foreign. We just, who was that again? I don't have time to listen. But these names are important. Okay, so Brother Kabir, great job. Sticking on to trying to understand who these names are. So, wudu has many hikmas. Wudu has many hikmas. And of them is that it is a protection for the believer. It is a protection for a believer. There is a narration, al-wudu'u silahul mu'min. Al-wudu'u silahul mu'min. That wudu is not just a protection, it is the weapon of the believer. The wudu is the weapon of the believer. That means it's not just for defense, it's also for offense. How is it for offense? When you do wudu, when you're in a state of ritual purification, it's not physically your body is the same, but metaphysically, ritually, spiritually, there's a light that can be seen by people who are looking for it when you do wudu. And that light penetrates people's heart. When you're in a state of wudu, that light penetrates people's heart and changes people just because you have wudu. And that's the offensive, you could say, offensive, the penetrative, the light that emanates from you, that is wudu. Okay? And that's why Bilal radiallahu anh, it's narrated that he was always in a state of wudu. And that is inherited by some turuq, by some tariqas, like the tariqa of Sidi Ahmed Bamba in Senegal, who I had the fortune of studying with his great-grandson. They inherited that. And so part of the tariqah is they're always in a state of wudu. Okay? So this is the hikmah of wudu. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay. He says فرائض الوضوء سبع وهي ذلك وفور نية في بدئه. Wudu has 7 fara'id. Wudu has 7 fara'id according to the mashhur. Okay? If you read other books and it has less, Maliki books and has less or more, most of the time less, then that is not the mashhur. Okay? So this is the mashhur. This is arrived at after the madhab has developed, that there are 7 fara'id. What are those fara'id? Number 1, or let's start with this categorization. If you look, he mentions 3 fara'id in this line. Okay, in line number 57, we're in line number 57. he mentions 3 fara'id. Dalk, which is rubbing, fawr, which is continuity, and niyyah, which is intention. Okay? These 3 fara'id, they are fara'id that are not washing. Okay? They are not what? They're not washing. Then there's 4 fara'id. There's 4 fara'id that are the actual washing of the limbs. That are the actual washing of the limbs. And those 4 fara'id he's going to mention later. That's washing the face, washing the arms, masah at the head, and washing the feet. We're going to get to that. Okay? Okay. So the first thing he says, what's the first of these 7 fara'id? Dalk. Continuity. And Sister Elizabeth, we're going to go over all the fara'id, so don't worry, we're going to repeat all the fara'id. So the first one is dalk, which is rubbing. Dalk, which is rubbing. When you're doing wudu in the Maliki school, you must. What is rubbing? It's not rubbing like you're rubbing your eyes, you have to, or rubbing if you're itching and you're allergic, you have some itching, or you get bit by down in Texas. When I grew up in Texas, there's massive fire ants. They bite you, you're gonna be rubbing those bites for days, okay? Or mosquito bites, not that kind of rubbing, okay? Not simply passing over. It's a passing over, okay? That's what we mean by rubbing. That's what we mean by dalk, okay? So any limb that you're washing, you must pass over. It's not enough to pour water. You must pass over, okay? We're going to go do a whole demonstration of wudu in the end, but take it bit by bit here, and then we'll do a whole demonstration in the end, okay? Any questions on dalk? That's the first of the 7 fara'id. All right. Then he says, fawrun, continuity. What do you mean by continuity? Continuity means that between any 2 limbs that you wash, you must not have a gap of more than 2 to 3 minutes. Between any 2 limbs that you wash, you must not have a gap of more than 2 to 3 minutes. So for example, let's say Sister Elizabeth begins washing, she begins doing a wudu. As she's washing her face, somebody calls. Somebody gets a phone call. Her friend calls, or her cousin calls, or her mom calls. Somebody calls her, okay? And she picks up the phone, and she says, you know what? This shouldn't take long. It's a quick call. She picks up the phone, and her friend is going on and on, telling her some story about that happened today. I was on I don't know, Sister Elizabeth, where you are, but let's say, you're in California, your friend's in California. I was on the I-5, and, there's a major traffic jam, and then something happened. I got pulled over, and my tire went bust. And by the time she's done with the story, her friend is done with the story, 10 minutes have passed. And then she puts on the phone. Can she continue the wudu? She already washed her face. Can she continue the wudu, wash her arms? No, because more than 2 to 3 minutes have passed. Okay? So between any 2 limbs, not more than 2 to 3 minutes can pass. Not more than 2 to 3 minutes can pass. Any questions there? That is fawr, or continuity, or immediacy, however we want to translate. Yes, Hussein, that is right. Yeah. Okay. Niyya. Niyyatun fi bad'ihi. What is the niyya? So the niyya is probably the most complicated part, okay? Because it's taking up, by complicated, I mean it takes up 1.5 lines. Huh? That's the extent of its complication. 1.5 lines. He says, intention is something in the heart, okay? Especially in the Maliki school, unlike the Shafi'is, and even unlike the Hanafis. Intention is something in the heart. It's something that is between you and Allah. And so this niyyah is in the heart. First, that's the first thing, intention. When do you have the intention for wudu? Fi bad'ihi. Fi bad'ihi. When you begin, okay? When you begin. And so, when do you begin with the intention? With the first fard, which is washing the face. All right? When washing the face, which is the first fard of wudu, then you have an intention. Now, what is this intention? So we talked about where is the intention? It's in the heart. When is the intention? In the beginning, when you're washing your face. What is the intention? وَلْيَنْوِي رَفْعَ حَدَثٍ أَوْ مُفْتَرَضٍ أَوْ اسْتِبَاحَةً لِمَمْنُوعٍ عَرَضٍ. Line number 58. So what does he intend? He intends to lift the state of ritual impurity. To lift the state of ritual impurity. This is option number one. You can intend any one of these three options, okay? Any one of these three options you can intend. What is the first of these intentions? Number one, to lift the state of ritual impurity. We just said that this is ritual purification, right? So there was some ritual impurity that happened to you. Maybe you used the restroom. Maybe you slept a long and deep sleep. I'm going to talk about these after two sections, okay? So don't worry about knowing what are all the ritual impurities. But some ritual impurity happened. And all you're intending is, Ya Allah, I am lifting the state of ritual impurity. And then you begin washing, okay? When you're washing your face, Ya Allah, I'm lifting the state of ritual impurity. And you wash your face. Ya Allah, I'm lifting the state of ritual impurity. And you wash your face, okay? أو مفترض. Or you intend, what is muftarad? Or you intend to do the wudu, and that is fard. You intend to do the wudu, that is fard. You know, you're going to pray Dhuhr prayer. Adam is going to pray Dhuhr prayer. The adhan has come in, and he knows that he has to make wudu. And so he says, Ya Allah, in his heart, he's saying this, right? Ya Allah, I'm going to do this fard wudu. I'm going to do this fard wudu. Okay? I'm going to do this obligatory wudu. Why is it obligatory? Because he has to pray, right? He has to pray. So I'm going to do this obligatory wudu. That is the second possibility, second of the two options that he can make niyyah for. What is the first one? Anyone? You can speak out loud as well. You can drop it in the chat. What is the first option he has for wudu? Excellent. Excellent, Sister Elizabeth. Excellent, brother. Excellent. Okay. Now we said the second option. Now the third option. Or he can intend to lift. Or he can intend to do something that would otherwise be forbidden. Or he can intend to make permissible what is otherwise forbidden. What does that mean? You're giving the example of Adam. He goes to the masjid, the local masjid, to pray Dhuhr. The adhan comes in, he remembers, oh, I have to do wudu. Why does he have to do wudu? Well, because he has to pray. It's not permissible to pray without wudu. It's not permissible to touch a mushaf without wudu. It's not permissible to do tawaf without wudu. So if you intend any of these things, oh, I need to pray, that's why I'm making wudu. I need to do tawaf, that's why I'm making wudu. I need to touch the mushaf, that's why I'm making wudu. If your intention is any of these things while you're washing your face, that's also an intention that counts, okay? So that's the third option. Number one is what? Lifting the state of ritual impurity. Number two is what? Intending the obligation of wudu. Number three is what? Doing wudu so that you can do something that would otherwise be impermissible. Okay? Now, here's where we bring a little bit of tasawwuf as well. As Imam Ibn al-Hajj says in the Madkhal, the best thing you can do is to have many, many intentions. إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. As the Prophet ﷺ said, actions are by intentions. One wisdom the ulama drew from that, the more intentions you have, the better your action. So in the Madkhal of Ibn al-Hajj, and I've shared the story with many of us here, but there was a teacher sitting with his student. Somebody knocked at the door. Knock, knock, knock. Somebody knocked at the door. The student, he got up and immediately went and opened the door. When he came back, the teacher asked him, why did you open this door? He said, somebody knocked. I opened the door. Most people, when they open the door, they don't think too hard about it. I mean, they might check the little peephole, but they don't think too hard about why they're opening the door. Somebody knocked, I opened the door, right? The teacher said, while you were, just mindlessly getting up to go open the door, I was making so many intentions. I was making so many intentions to open this door. If there was somebody who needed help, I would help them. If there was somebody who needed money, I would give them the money. If it was a family member, I would connect myself with that family member. I would do silat al-rahim, which is something obligatory to a degree in the religion, to connect with family members, Muslim or non-Muslim. If it was somebody seeking ilm, I would give them an answer for their ilm. Okay, so he had so many intentions, he said, just to go and open this door. Okay, so the more intentions you have, the better. And even wudu, if you combine all these three intentions, then that is the best. Any questions so far? I see Hussein has a question. One example could be, I intend to make wudu so that I can read some Quran and pray, for example. Yes, Hussein, that's good. Though reading Quran does not need wudu. Touching a mushaf needs wudu. Okay, in our school, reading Quran does not need wudu, but touching a mushaf does. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Would you still need wudu if you're touching an English Quran? No, we do not consider the English translation of the Quran as the Quran. We do not consider it as a mushaf. In reality, it's a tafsir. Why? Because it's man-made words, a man-made attempt to understand what Allah said, right? It's a man-made attempt to convey what Allah said. But Allah did not say in the name of God, the most merciful, the beneficent, right? Allah said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. All right? So I hope that answers that question. An excellent question, as Brother Rafiq pointed out. What about if it has both English and Arabic? We'll get to that in the next section. Okay? Right now we're just learning about the fara'id of wudu. Okay. Okay. Then he says, وَغَسْلُ وَجْهٍ غَسْلُهُ الْيَدَيْنِ. So we just said there are three fara'id that are unconnected to, or not unconnected, but they're not about washing, right? They're not about the actual actions or washing. These three fara'id are what? Anyone want to drop one in the chat? I'm going to take one. Intention. Excellent, Sister Jessica. That for intention. Sister Elizabeth, I think you were thinking about what are the three possibilities of intention, right? I asked what are the three fara'il that are unconnected to washing, or that are not a kind of washing. Okay? Excellent, Muhammad. Excellent. Muhammad Yasin, excellent. Hussein. All right. Now he's going to talk about the four fara'il that are about washing. What's the first of them? وَغَسْلُ وَجْهٍ. وَغَسْلُ وَجْهٍ. Washing the face. And the face must be washed from the top of the forehead. Now, if somebody's balding, right? It's not from wherever your hairline is, but it's from where the hairline normally is, okay? For a person, where the hairline normally is for a person. From that top of the forehead, all the way down to the beard. All the way down to the beard. Okay? Including the beard. Including the beard. But for the beard, you just wipe over it, okay? I'm going to get to a detail, but for now, we'll say just like the rest of the face, just wipe over it. If you have a long beard, you wipe to the end of the long beard. Now, how about from side to side? You wipe all the way to your ear, okay? So you wipe, you can see, hopefully you can see here. You can wipe all the way to there. I forgot actually to pin my video. I know the people watching the recording will be angry that I didn't pin the video. Okay, now I'm pinning the video. But you will wipe all the way to here, okay? This also needs to be washed. This wated, this is called the wated, which I learned in English from some of the doctors in the audience. It's called a tracheus, I believe, tracheus. I believe, yeah. So you wash all the way there on both sides, okay? Side to side. I just want to take off my headphones, otherwise I can't hear y'all. So that is the washing of the face. That is the washing of the face. The entire face, the eyes, if you have, you know, deep set eyes like myself, you have to make sure to wash in there, okay? Under the nose, that. The lips, that. A common mistake that people make is when they're throwing, common mistake is, they get scared of the water that they're washing their face with because they're throwing it with such ferocity, taking this water. So what happens when they're taking this water and splashing it all over their face? They close their eyes like this, right? You close your eyes like this, and even your lips, you purse your lips. Okay, like we're going down a water slide or something, right? So we take this water and now what happens when you wash your lips if they're pursed? You didn't actually wash your lips. So you have to make sure, take it calmly, take it cautiously. Put the water on your face. Okay? Take the water, put the water on your face. All right? Simple like that, okay? And what this will actually do is you'll also learn about your face, right? You'll learn about where, the shape of your face. Something that many people don't even think about their whole lives is how Allah created their face and the intricacies of their face, okay? And every person's face is different. So you begin to think about this as you wash with the washing, okay? With the dalk, with the rubbing, okay? Any questions on ghasl wajh? Thank you, Sister Jessica. Go ahead.
Sorry. Um, I'm a little confused. I thought the start part of wudu was washing your hands. Does it start there or does it start with the
Ah, excellent question. Excellent question. That washing of the hand is a sunnah. That washing of the hand is a sunnah, which we'll come to. You wash the hands, you gargle, you wash your nose. We'll come to that, okay? But those are all sunnah. So if you left them out, your wudu is still valid, as long as you do fara'id, okay? So, and we'll mention a reason that's important. But great question. So yeah, if you're just doing the fard, it's from the face, okay? You're welcome. Okay. غسله اليدين clarify when we are washing the face, we should also be rinsing our eyes or the skin around the eye. The skin around the eye. You don't need to be the eyelids, that is. Okay, like this. Okay, you don't need to throw water in your eye. Okay, hope that clarifies. All right. غسله اليدين. Washing the hands. That is, this hands, but this hands, غسله اليدين. Technically, it should be washing the arms. What is this washing? This is the washing after the face. Wash your face. Okay? Wash your face. 3 times, as we'll learn, is the mustahab. Wash your face. Okay? All right? Then you wash your arms. Take water in your arms and you wash your whole arm. Okay? And you can do that like this, or you can do like this. Okay? You have to wash your entire arm. Okay? First, the right arm. Though that's not a fard, even the order between the right and left is not a fard. Okay? So your wudu is still valid even if you do the left arm first. Nevertheless, right arm first, mustahab. Okay? Then left arm. Mustahab. Okay? And you make sure to get the ends of the fingers here. Okay? And takhni. Okay? That is washing the arms. Any questions there? Okay. Then it says, وَمَسْحُ رَأْسٍ. This part, I'll have to take off my headphones. So if you're going to say something, I probably won't be able to hear you. But, okay. Actually, it automatically switches. Okay, great. So this part, مَسْحُ رَأْس. You're going to take your hands, you're going to wet them first. They don't need to be soaking wet, but just wet them first. Then you put your hands like this, right? You see how my thumb is here? Actually, it should start here. Technically speaking, it should start here. Okay? And then you go from here and you wipe all the way back to the end of your head. That's a funnel. That's it. That's the funnel. You start from here. Sorry. If you can see. Yeah. And then you wipe all the way back behind your ear, making sure to get behind your ear to the end. Khalas? And you don't need to be very, some people, again, they get very, when they first learn, they're trying to, out of their desire for perfection, which is a good thing. But it's also a means of the shaitan entering, as Imam Zarruq says. He gives you waswasa, that you didn't do the masah correctly. Masah is easy. You don't need to stick your hands to your head. Just relax. Easy. Okay? All right. That's the fard of masah. It must be the whole head, okay? Unlike the Shafi'is, would say a small part of the head. Mustahab means preferred, or sunnah. Mustahab means preferred. Muhammad Yasin is takhleel fard. Yes, takhleel is fard. Okay, takhleel is fard. All right. You're Shafi'i, I believe, or you were Shafi'i. Is it fard in the Shafi'i school? Okay. Oh, yes. Excellent question, Matthew. Excellent question. So what happens if someone has long hair? As most women, what happens if someone has long hair? If someone has long hair, they take just wear my turban today as well. What they do is they take whatever it is, if they have a ponytail, right? They take that and they wipe till the end. Okay, they take it and they wipe till the end. So you wipe like this, and then you wipe till the end. All right? Is that clear? You hold on to the hair that's coming out at the end, and you wipe till the end. All right? What about if someone has braids? What about if someone has braids? If someone has braids, we're talking about, I believe they call it a French braid, right? When it's the hair itself that's braided, and there's no
there's no, and I think it's only 2 strands of hair, or maybe it's 3. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. If it's 2 or 3 strands of hair and the hair itself is braided, there's no problem. There's no problem just wiping over that whole thing. Okay? The issue comes if you have very tightly braided hair, like if you have dreads, that's an issue. Okay? You cannot do wudu over those dreads. Now, if you need a fatwa about something maybe you can't do without them, then that's another story. But if the hair is very tightly braided, then that the wudu you cannot simply do masih over it. You would have to undo that and do masih on it. Okay. ولا ينقض ظفره رجل أو امرأة. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna be right back. Okay. Okay, so I have with me one of the sharh of Khalil, and he says, وأما ظفره بخيوط كثيرة فيجب نقطه ولو لم يشتد. Yeah. So that's I was right. Okay. And this is for men or women. Okay, when we're talking about braids, even though commonly it's usually the women who have braids, but I mean sometimes the women.
Okay. All right. Somebody asked, what about a woman who is wearing hijab? If a woman is wearing hijab, she should take off the hijab and do the masah. If she's unable to take off the hijab for some reason, she's around a lot of people, she's doing it maybe outdoors, okay? And there's a lot of people around and she can't take the hijab off, then she should do, here she can take the Shafi'i opinion and just wipe a little bit, okay? And just wipe a little bit, and do masah a little bit, okay? Sister Elizabeth, is that also the case with hair extensions? So hair extensions, the ulama talk about them, and technically speaking, they're not permissible. They're not permissible. It is not permissible to use hair extensions. Now, that being said, if you went ahead and had hair extensions anyway, you have to make sure that the real part of your hair, right, that is entirely wiped over. The real part of your hair is entirely wiped over. As for the extended hair, the fake hair, that does not have to be wiped over. Okay? All right. Then he mentions Ibn Ashir, jumping back into Ibn Ashir. What does he say? He says, وَمَسْحُ رَأْسٍ غَسْلُهُ الرِّجْلَيْنِ. Washing the feet. Washing the feet is also fard. Washing the feet is also fard. Let's see. Apologies for showing my foot, but for the sake of the lesson, I'm going to show my foot, okay? So, we have the foot here. How do you wash the foot? You can wash the foot entirely like this, okay? All the way to including the ankle. You want to include the ankle when washing the foot, okay? Do you need to wipe in between here? No. Unlike the hands, you do not need to wipe in between here, but it is mustahab if you're able to do it, but you need to make sure you wipe, especially a lot of people, this part of the foot is, the toes are inset, right? So they might miss the inside of the toes, so you just need to make sure to wipe the inside of the toes. But again, these are all things that can be done in one smooth movement once you get used to that. Okay? Sister Jessica says, I was also taught that if a woman is not in a position, she can loosen the hijab and wipe underneath it, the complete head. Yeah, no, that's excellent. If you're able to do that, right? If you're able to do that, then do that. Though I do know women sometimes have difficulty doing that without the hijab somehow falling off, right? But if you're able to wipe the whole head, by loosening it, and somehow maybe somebody can hold it for you, or maybe if you're trained enough, you can hold it yourself and wipe. If you're able to do that, then great. But if you're not able to do that, that's when you can go outside the madhab. Is it also sunnah to wipe the ears, or does that? No, that's sunnah. We'll talk about that. Can you please remind me the amount of times each I need to consider hard compared to mustahab and sunnah? Each of these are considered fard one time. So, by the way, and again in the Maliki school, doing it, wiping 2 or 3 times or washing 2 or 3 times, that's all sunnah. Sorry, that's all mustahab. That's all mustahab. Only the first washing is fard. When doing wudu, when standing, one smooth movement is a bit hard. Yes, depends on your flexibility. Maybe you can, but definitely some people, especially once you're older, it's hard to improve your flexibility. But I can affirm for you that doing martial arts when you're younger is helpful, or doing some kind of gymnastics or yoga. So if it's not you, at least put your kids in some kind of martial art or gymnastics. When doing, is it like we have to wash the upper part and then the lower part of the feet? You don't have to. You can start with the lower part, or you can start with the upper part, but it's mustahab to start with the upper part, okay? Fard for all of them once is correct. Yes, that is right. Okay. All right. Then he says, وَالْفَرْضُ عَمَّ مَجْمَعَ الْأُذُنَيْنِ وَالْمَرْفِقَيْنِ عَمَّ وَالْكَعْبَيْنِ. Here, he's just clarifying some parts of the fara'id, okay? So when it comes to washing the face, he says, whatever is between the 2 ears. We talked about that. وَالْمَرْفِقَيْنِ عَمَّ وَالْكَعْبَيْنِ. And we talked about when you wash the arms, you must include the elbow. Okay, you must include the elbow. You might think, I don't need to wash the arms all the way to the elbow, but no, you must include the elbow. Okay, on this side, on this side, you must include the inner part of the elbow. Okay? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Okay. Amma wal ka'bayn. So for the foot, you must include the ankle. خلي الأصابع اليدين والشعر. As we said, when you're washing the arm, you must, interlace the fingers. وشعر, when you're washing the face. وشعر وجه إذا ما تحته الجلد ظهر. خلل, interlace. So what he says first is interlace. I'm sorry if I ever skip the translation, by the way, please let me know in the chat. Okay, if I ever skip the translation, please let me know in the chat. Sometimes in my head I'm just translating it, but I haven't actually said the translation out loud. خلل أصابع اليدين, interlace the fingers, he's saying. Okay, so that's fard for the arms. When washing the arms, interlace. Is it fard for the feet? No, it is not fard for the feet. Okay, it is not fard for the feet. Thank you, Sister Jessica. Yeah, I think he's joined back in now. Okay, there's no more people joining anyway, so there's no need to be co-host again. Okay. Okay, now this is the crucial point. This is the crucial point that we didn't mention. When you're washing your face, everyone has hair on their face. Everyone has hair on their face. Though my wife tells me that women don't like to hear that. But you have at least, your eyebrows. Everyone has eyebrows. If you don't have eyebrows, may Allah cure you or give you eyebrows. Okay? So, eyebrows. If your eyebrows, if you can see the skin, a certain part of your eyebrows here, my eyebrows, you can see the skin underneath them. So in that case, from a normal distance, okay, from a normal distance, I'm just zooming in for the sake of zoom. For the sake of zoom, I'm zooming in. Now, if you can see the skin beneath the hair, you must wipe, interlace between that hair, okay? So for example, I'm gonna show an error. Over here, underneath the lip, you can see the skin, huh? There's some hair, but you can see the skin. In this area, I must rub, okay? This area must rub. And this is what, you must rub. If you cannot see the skin, for example, here on my chin, you cannot see the skin, you just simply wipe over, okay? And if you have a long beard, you must wipe till the end. So this is one of those things that will probably be harder for the brothers than it will be for the sisters, okay? Because we tend to have a lot more hair. So you must, rub these areas where you can see the skin, okay? But anywhere where you can see the skin, you must, interlace a bit, okay? All right. Alhamdulillah. And that is, we have finished the section on Fard. We'll stop there for today. Any last questions for today? Men would only have to wipe the beard on their faces? Yes. Yeah, because the hair on the neck is not part of the face. So anything that's part of the face, from the jawline, a little bit below the jawline to complete the face, all of that must be wiped. Okay? However, if somebody has a long beard coming from the chin like this, a long beard, then they must wipe that beard as well, all the way to the end. Okay? Not hair on their neck. Yeah, and definitely not, if the hair is back here, definitely not there. And even here in the front, you don't have to wipe this hair over here. Okay? Any other questions? Before we see, let me see if we can start the breakout room. Whiteboard. No, I need a whiteboard. Let's see here. Breakout rooms. Alhamdulillah. Sister Erin, may Allah bless her, enable this. Would love to do a video in wudu after wudu section is completed. Inshallah, Tawfiq. Inshallah. We'll do a video. We'll do, as part of this class, I'll demonstrate the entire wudu with mustahabbat, okay? All right. So, and I'll send an excellent video, that's a well-known video, many of you might know it, of Sheikh Khatari. Sheikh Khatari was blessed to meet in Nouakchott, okay? And make dua for his health. He's not in the best of health. And he is the brother-in-law of Murabat al-Hajj, rahimahullah. So Sheikh Khatari, he had a video where he did wudu, okay? And I'll send that. He did it in California, and it's a beautiful wudu. You can see it's a beautiful wudu. And you'll learn a lot just by watching it. So watching it, not washing it. That is somewhat of a Freudian slip, okay? So watching it, you'll learn a lot. So watch it, see if you can pick out the fard and how he does the farad, okay? I'll send the video in the chat after, or if anyone has the video, please send in the chat. So I'm going to start with enabling breakout rooms. And Ustadh Hira and Ustadh Usama, if they are here, let me message them. So the breakout rooms, Badr, this will be, no words. Okay. Looks like Osama will not be able to make it. Okay. This is the review groups, right? For the review groups. So we had the brothers review group and the sisters review group. Today, what we'll be doing in the review group is going over Physical purification. Remember we said purifications of two types, ritual purification, physical purification. Inshallah for today, the sisters with Ustadh Hira, whoever wants to stay, right? If you've already done this in the past, khalas, you don't need to. It's always good to review, but you can always, if you think you got it down, then you don't have to stay, okay? But this review group is for people who want to know more about how to do the physical purification, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do a breakout room. I'm going to let participants choose the room. And for now, it looks like Osama may not be able to make it. So what we'll do is Osama will do it next time, inshallah, okay? So for now, we only have the sisters breakout room with Ustadh Hira. The men, please do not join that room, okay? Only for sisters. So there's some time where the sisters can, have their own space with Ustadh Hira, and she'll be going over physical purification, okay? Any questions? Any last questions for today? The main dars is over. Any last questions? Badr asked something above. What did Badr ask? Breakout rooms for what? Is that the one? Or something else before that? Half my eyebrows, you can see the skin. I have always passed over in the past, but I didn't care if I really rub. Is neck included in masah? No. Again, yeah, I know the Hanafis do that. In the Maliki school, no, you do not include the neck in the masah. Is istinja covered all? Istinja, we will talk about it, inshallah. Later, inshallah. Badr, I do not see your question when doing wudu. Yeah, I do not see your question. So if you have a question, feel free to ask, inshallah. But for now, we'll stop there for today. نسأل الله أن يعلمنا ما ينفعنا وينفعنا بما علمنا إنه على ما يشاء قدير وبالإجابة جدير ونعم المولى ونعم النصير وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you all for joining. We'll see you all next time, inshallah. The breakout room I'm going to have with, or actually, there's no need for a breakout room. I would just say all the brothers leave, please, inshallah. All the brothers leave. And you guys next time with Ustadh Osama, inshallah, he will make it next time. And he will join next time. Okay. All right. I am leaving it in Ustadh Hira's hands. I'm going to make her a host. And any brothers that are staying will be kicked. Okay, all the brothers, please leave. All right. Ma'a salama. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Ma'a salama.